Although pink noise is more auditorily pleasing than white.
What about otters?
Otters prefer pink noise.
Oh,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes. Otters audibly listen to pink
They
noise.
audibly listen to it.
Man, I don't know, man. Animals and sex. I think you should change the topic quickly.
Oh, yeah. Right?
Go.
Ladies
Ghost on
and
the
gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for coming to the Riffs and Rhythms podcast. We would like to kindly remind you to scoot all the way down in your row and sit well down in your seat and keep your hands and feet inside the podcast at all times. These animals bite. Paul, how you doing?
Doing good.
I'm Kevin McLaughlin, and this is
Paul Robertson. And this is the Riffs.
and Rhythms podcast.
Yeah, we're jumping right out of the gate here, man.
And we already got
I
Denny
know.
Artache, our
I
sponsor
know.
for today.
That's right. Yes.
I don't like that you went right back to animals so quickly.
Yeah, well, you can take the humans out of the pen, but,
Hey, sex is
how it is.
required for the continuation of the species, so get over it.
Yes. Procreation. Whatever species. So yeah, we are back with Mr. Artache. Yes, we've he brought some of his books here with him, right?
I did. Man, if you got some bird cages at home, I highly recommend that that'll stop some of the droppings.
I suppose
Easy to
because
clean,
these are too small for fish.
It depends on the size of your fish. I don't know.
Well, it's not.
Well,
talking
hey now.
euphemisms here.
Yeah.
But I'd like you to read it, and maybe you'll get something out of it.
I'm looking forward to reading those.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've read a self-help book. And
Well, Tracy said
clearly visible.
you've now started the Riffs and Rhythms book club.
Is that right?
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
I think that's pretty cool, actually. What do you have to do to be a member?
Well,
what
and
do you have to do?
We pick a book. and
$29.95
every
a
day
month.
we read it. We read 10 pages and we talk about it on Saturdays.
Tell us about your feelings.
I think that's pretty good. Now, it's a little bit higher than what the books are for $16, $15.99. So
Yeah, but you're
if you
paying
wanna
for
keep the
atmosphere.
extra, knock yourself
You have
out.
to pay to be a part of the book club. You pay for the book
That's
and
right.
then the $24.95.
It's like
month.
it's like scalping. You can sell overpriced tickets as long as you throw in a T-shirt because you're marking up the shirt.
What? Yeah, well, even if you
follow.
get scalp tickets, you still got.
Did you follow that, Devin?
Yes.
Were you throwing
No,
the
see,
he
shirt and
follows it.
everything?
But if you buy a scalp
I
ticket
sell
in the
cards on
parking
the
lot,
internet. I know.
if you get your T-shirt from the scalper in the parking lot, then it's an unauthorized graphic and it's always crooked on the shirt. I've bought those.
But
It has like a negative 0.1 degree rotation. 'cause
Yeah,
the guy
something
doing the
yeah.
graphics.
hey,
and
man,
stuff.
bootleg shirts are great. Like this bootleg shirt that I'm wearing is back in business there. So our good buddy there, Billy T.
Yeah, Billy too.
we just
him a
reviewed the
while
song.
back.
Yeah, just recently. So, but yeah, thanks for coming back, Denny.
Hey, great to be back. Not that anyone should take us seriously. It's
Never.
always a blast to talk about politics and religion like we did in the last show.
That's right.
So
That was
speaking of
great.
politics, you've played in a lot of bands. So, what's the most awkward situation you've been in with a band member?
A band member. Oh man. Probably one falling out because they were too drunk, and we had to finish the set. That happens. I don't know. I told you about that thing with the guy who wanted to Phil Collins music.
Yes,
Yeah,
you did.
yeah.
That
was last
definitely
week.
ranks pretty high
That's
up
pretty
there.
high up there.
Where a guy just bandmates, I don't know. It's really people that make it awkward. Like when someone comes up to me and asks me to sing a Taylor Swift song, I'm like, listen, if I
You
could
just have
sing,
to shake it off.
Yes. But
if I could sing like Taylor Swift, I wouldn't be here in front of you. You know,
You'd be at the circus,
I
man.
think I would be right.
The bearded lady.
be dating
But
Travis
I don't
Kelsey.
know, the funny, I don't really have funny band stuff. It's more crowd stuff that reactions.
Well,
that
what
people
other
have.
what other crowd stuff can you think of that would worthy?
Man,
of
I
note?
think I've repressed so many of them that I can't remember. I'm like, whoa, I better forget about this shit tonight. But I think most of them, like when they try and grab a microphone and sing, or no, actually, the funniest thing is you're playing and someone's in the audience and they go, man, you got to hear me, man. I can blow you away. I play the guitar all my life, man. You don't got nobody like me, ese. I can rip, man. So one time that came up, this guy was saying this to me. And I said, really? But, man, you ain't heard nobody like me, man, and I can sing. So me being the guy that I am, I'm like, all right, let me put this guy. He goes up there, and he sucked. I mean, like, he couldn't even sing in key or play.
Shocker.
And the crowd was booing. I'm like, no, he's just getting started. No, let him keep going. And when he got
He
done,
didn't get
I
a
went,
sound check.
I'm like, dude, man, what are you doing next week, man? But he did it with a straight face. He was like, dude, I blow you away, man. You got nothing. You got to hear me play the guitar. And I was like, oh, damn, shit. Let me, because I'm the type of guy, if there's a good guitar player, I'll bring him on stage. I'm not going to wait till the end of the night when there's 3 people left. So he said that to me with a straight, serious face. Like, you got to get me up there, essay. That's how he said. He said essay. So obviously he was Mexican or something. And I put him on there. And I got to tell you, this guy, not even remotely close to being a musician. So that was probably one of the funniest moments. Bands, I don't know. Because
but you're not a mariachi band, so.
What people may think is funny with bands, I find like, did I miss something here? The mariachi thing? What? Oh, maybe that's what it was.
He's used to the Bajo
of the band
sexto.
wasn't there.
No, it wasn't that, because I've heard mariachi players who could actually sing and play. This guy could not sing or play. He was off key, and he could, trust me, he was just some drunk who wanted to be on stage. That's all there was to it.
Muy malo.
But some of the musicians, I don't know, because, Kevin, funny musician moments are usually not funny when you're on stage, right? Like if they're playing... I remember I did I don't want to say it because he probably listens to your podcast, but I'll never forget.
Code names.
Well, we're playing an important gig, okay? And this bass player was playing in the wrong key. And I have pitch. I'm self-taught. So if you play a C, I can hear that it's a C or a D or what. I'm self-taught. So this guy was playing in the wrong key for the whole song. And I'm telling him, B flat, B flat. And he's just smiling, going along with it. The whole song. So we get up on stage. We get off stage. I go, hey, man, are you okay? Oh, yeah, I'm a little nervous, Okay. You were playing in the wrong fucking key, man. You didn't hear that? Oh, what? No. Yeah, you were. Yes, you were. The whole song. Man, I promise you. I'm sorry, I was just nervous, and it's not going to happen. Next night comes along. We're playing the same song. Guess what happened? Wrong key. And he's still going on for a minute or two, and I'm still saying, B flat, B flat. Halfway through the song, he figured it out. So I guess that's a funny moment, right? Unless you're the lead singer and people are looking at you like, hey, what's going on? I know something's wrong, but is it you? No, it ain't me. I didn't lay that fart. It was this guy over here. Or probably the funniest thing is when someone says they know a song, right? Oh, I know that song. All right, let's do it. And within 15 seconds, they don't know shit about the song, right? Yeah. So what do? Do you stop? Do you keep... What I've done is I've cut songs short, right?
Yeah.
Now, I got to be honest. If I don't know a song, I'm going to say, hey, dude, I don't know that. But,
Guys, this is the radio cut.
Exactly. But I have played songs that I didn't know because I have pitch. So if I said, well, if you know the song, I'll follow you. Nuh-uh. Yeah, try me. Go ahead. And so I can do that. But that's a funny moment. When someone says they know a song, you start it, and they don't know shit about the song. And then the crowd's looking at you because, you're the singer, so they think it's you.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, it's not me. It's not me. I guess that's about it. I mean, no, actually, back in the days when you and I were in those high school bands, do you remember Mike Baum, the bass player?
I sure do.
Yeah. We were playing a gig once, and he left the stage because this fan wanted to do something special with him. while we were playing the
He
song.
left in the middle of a song.
Yes.
Oh, get his
He
autograph.
left in the middle of the song and came back with a real big grin.
Well,
So we were, I don't know, 17 at the time, 18 or so. That's kind of a funny memory, you know. When I saw him some years back, I said, dude, do you remember? Oh, yeah, you remember it? I go, yeah, you left the stage and then you came back.
All right, so what song was it, Denny?
I don't even know what the hell the song was. It didn't matter because, you know, but he literally left the stage.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny moment.
So he was done before the song was over, huh?
Kind of, sort of, right? Yeah.
The last chorus.
Because remember, back then we weren't doing it for the money, right?
Right.
In fact,
you got to get what
you and I are
attention.
still not doing it for the money, really, because there is no money.
Yeah, you got to take what you can get.
And speaking of which, you wanted to talk about in our last show that we spoke about the business side.
Yeah.
You know, and the funny thing is, part of why I got into my business is I work with those stars that were broke. And one of my divisions is estate planning. I have my own attorney, trust company. And all these stars, they're like athletes. You know, they think they're going to last forever. They had it all. Maseratis, drugs, cash. And they wind up broke with nothing to show for it. And it's a shame because that's what happens. Most of these rock stars, if they just put away what they made the first few years of their career, they'd be set for life. But they thought that it would always keep coming. So music, first and foremost, it is a business, and it is a brutal business. That's what made me say, you know what? I don't want to do this for a living. I dreamed about it. I went to LA to be the next, star. I tasted it. And now I can buy a cup of coffee for $5 because of my experience. But it's such a cutthroat. Think about it. You can have the best music and maybe people don't dig your stuff.
Yeah.
Or you'll see someone who's really not musically inclined, but they put together some samples and now they're a multimillionaire, right? And they sample the voices and everything. That drives a lot of musicians crazy. I know plenty of musicians, I'll never be the musician they are. And they're trying to do it for a living, and they fail in many ways. Now, when I mean a living, I'm not talking about making $200 a gig. I'm saying, hey, are you making, for me, because what's inflation now, right? What does it cost to buy a house, to buy a car, to buy anything, right? In fact, you and I made more money 30 years ago, right? Because the band made $1,000 a night 30 years
Yeah,
ago.
you played there 3 nights a week.
And what would 30 years ago $1,000 be now? That'd be like $7,000-$8,000, right? And there's a big running joke like, hey, this is Doc from Back to the Future. I just came back from, 2026, bands are still making $100 a person,
Yeah.
Nothing's changed from the 50s. So if you really want to make, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, you don't have to hold me to it. The ones that I see that are more successful either have a tribute band like I do. I have a Santana tribute band where you can demand more money because now you have a specialty. You used to have wedding bands and things. I can remember 25 years ago, a wedding band would get 30 grand, right? Now, they're paying a DJ $7,000. Hey, we don't want a band. No. I said, get the hell out. A DJ's making $7,000 or $10,000? So that has changed. So what I see working are private parties, okay, and tributes. Because think about it. If you have a certain form of music or a certain show that you just can't get at the local bars and you're booking a private event, then you can tell them, hey, I charge X amount of money. I'm not just a regular cover band. Now, you won't work as much, but is it better to do 20 gigs for $2,000 or 4 gigs for $20,000? Think about the math. Do you have the theme for Jeopardy you can hum while we're thinking about it? Because that's business, you see. And it's so funny. A lot of musicians used to make fun of tributes. What a sellout. until guess what? They got into a tribute band
big
and went,
money.
oh shit, I just made $3,000 for playing for 2 hours. And they paid for my flight and everything. Yeah, I guess tribute bands aren't really a sellout, is it?
It's
so
that whole term sellout is
it's relative.
It's
Look,
ridiculous.
it's kind of like those musicians who get angry at these track artists. Hey, I'm sorry. That's just the owner has decided that they only have X amount of money. And unless you're bringing a whole bunch of people, and it's so funny, a lot of people will not know the difference unless they have trained ears or they're musicians yourself. I will not go out of my way to go listen to a track show. But there are a lot of track, and there's no, I'm not criticizing them because I've done it myself, and made really good money. There's a couple of clubs now that would pay me $500 to do an hour or two. And most musicians would say, what are you, stupid or something? I go, no. Well, I'm sorry, that's not real money to me. I could sit in my office and make $10,000 in that same 2 hours. So it's all relative. For me, I feel more like an artist. I only want to play with live music and what I'd like to do. But back to the business side, there are plenty of single and track artists that make good money, but you have to ask for more money. That's the difference. There's some friends of mine that they do single acts, and guess what, man? They ask for $400 or $500. They don't say, "Yeah, give me $100 or $200." They ask for $400 or $500.
yeah.
And they're good. And then the owner says, "Wow, they take care of my crowd. I love them. Let me have them back." That's a lot better than paying $700 for a band that may not light up the crowd and may not have the kind of music that they're looking for. But the truth is, a band with a good following can demand more money because it's their business. But the thing is, let's take my business. I'm always marketing my business, right? I'm on social media. I do a lot of things. So if a band is together and they get a newsletter, an email list, and they keep in touch with all of their fans, now they can say, hey, you know what? We can make $1,000, not 400, because we're bringing these people. Mm-hmm. It's going to take work and effort. It doesn't happen through osmosis. You have to put in the effort from a business standpoint. And then I would say, because I've seen it, I know them. I have some clients that are musicians. They're high-end musicians. They're not playing Leonard Skinner songs. Nothing wrong. I love Leonard Skinner. But they're not going to the local clubs. They're only doing privates or tributes. And they set a price for it. The rest, and musicians get angry because they go, oh, well, they're undercutting us, so now we can't make more money. And I say, listen, I love you, and you're a great musician, but you got to understand business. Unless you bring more people to the club where you can justify paying you more, it's just not going to happen. And the owner may love you more. I mean, we all love great bands, don't we? We all love listening to live music. But if you're an owner, and I got to tell you, running a club, if you gave me a club for free to run, I would say no thank you. Yeah. Because you could do all the things right and fail. And then you could do all the things wrong and you're packed, right? Sometimes I walk in and I go, hey, what's going on? There's nobody here. I don't know. And we hired this great band. I don't know. Oh, wait, there's a show down the street, or, something comes up, right? And then I might come on an off night and they're like packed. Well, what was it? Well, a bunch of these drunken sailors are in town and they brought a bunch of people with them and like, oh my God, this is great. But is it consistent? It's such a tough business. Restaurants, clubs, man, if the lack of people doesn't kill you, your staff stealing from you might kill you. So that's why, unless a band has a following, they can't pay. Now, I get why musicians are angry. I would be too if it's what I did for a living. But I got to tell you something. If I did music full-time for a living, in other words, if I was out of my mind, ladies and gentlemen, and I've lost all sense of reality, I would have a news list I would be promoting it on social media. I would be giving shit away at my shows. In other words, the experience is like, wow, I went to see Denny and you know, I got this stuff out of it and they recorded a lot. Whatever you can do to create a buzz where they want to keep coming back consistently, right? That's a lot of work. How many people, have the time to do that?
Yeah, it's really hard. I learned a lot of valuable lessons over the time. Like the first valuable lesson I learned, like the first time I was in a band that really developed a huge following, was that I found out that our fans would go anywhere to see us as long as we were playing at the place that they would have been anyway.
This is so convenient.
That was a hard lesson to
You just
learn.
validated my...
Yes, that was a hard lesson to learn. I'm like, but we're great. What happened? I was like, no.
And honestly, it's not, you know, that's the thing that musicians, and again, I feel for musicians because I'm a musician. I'm not saying I'm like some foreign, I'm a musician. At the end of it all, that's what gets me up in the morning in many ways. I play my guitar and stuff, but they think they equate success on how good you are. No, it's business. I said earlier, you have some of these well-known artists that are not really musicians. They sampled their vocals, they programmed, and now they're making millions and millions of dollars when that gifted guitar player is starving, singing Jimmy Buffett songs for $200 a night. Wow, how fair is that? Well, they figured out business.
Life doesn't promise fair.
Life is not fair. It's never meant to be fair. And let's take my business, my financial services. I had my best year last year, but I've been ramping it up, doing different things. There's an old saying, what got me here ain't going to get me there. And one thing that is constant in life is you must adapt and change. Nothing stays the same. That includes music, too. I always get a kick out of some bands that have been around forever. And what happens is they play the same places. They've been on rotation like, hey, we've been here for 20 years. And you can tell what song they're going to start with, end with, and what's next. That to me is like, I would go crazy. One thing, you're never going to see me and guess what I'm going to open up with or what's going to go after this song. That's just me, right? But I think that matters too. If your fans are following you and they can guess the next song that's coming up or what you're going to start with or end with, they might be like, yeah, been there, done that, seen it. But if you're always mixing it up and playing and learning new songs, wow, I haven't heard that before.
Yeah,
that's
that
kind
is
of cool.
important.
Yeah, throw them
No
for
question.
a loop. Throw them for a
That's
loop.
where I think that you'll be progressing and maybe put yourself. Believe me, I have so many respect. There's so many great musicians in Florida. I listen to some of them and I'm just like, wow, listen to that. They should be on tour, you know?
Yeah.
But remember, it is a business. I know a lot about financial services, but so what? If I don't market myself or I don't connect to clients, it doesn't mean a damn thing. People don't care how much you know. Are you connecting with them? They're not going to see a band because they're the greatest singer or guitar player. They're going to see them because, wow, I feel something with this band. Like, we're not looking for a perfect player. I want an emotional player.
Yeah.
And I think it's those little things that can maybe separate you where you can demand more money, right? Because people will come see you. It does help. I think the biggest travesty is too many clubs are depending on musicians to bring their crowd. And I always say, well, gee, if you want me to be your marketing director, that's going to cost you more than $500, right?
Yeah.
And so I try and find places that they already have a steady clientele. They just don't want me to chase anybody out of there. But they're coming far and few between because remember, that's such a tough business. I really feel for bar owners, man. But
that's another side of the coin that's important because establishment owners do depend on the musicians to do the marketing.
Yes.
So as a business plan, I got a great idea. I'm going to learn everything there is to know about business, and then I'm going to hand over whether or not I get customers to some idiot guitar player who smokes pot all day. That's a great idea. So, but when business owners say, well, are you going to bring a following? I'm like, well, can't you get people? Is your food any good? Do I even want to play here?
Kevin, that's
you can't
just
get
where
people
it is.
in here if it
Bro.
wasn't for me. Like, why do I want to be here?
Dude, that's the sign of the times. Unless, like, let's say you are a tribute band, and now they can say, hey, you usually get in here free, but I got to charge you now because I have a Tiny Tim cover band that's playing tonight.
Tiptoe.
and you know, you're never going to see anybody like
Yeah,
have
thank
to
God.
pay. I mean, I joke about it, but it is business.
I
mean,
would
look,
bet
there's-
that a Tiny Tim cover band.
That'd be
It would be a solo cover. It would be a solo tribute, and you'd keep it all.
well if you made it again in
I'd get a follow spot op
in,
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 Oh yeah,
entertaining
definitely
entertaining
in South Beach. Yeah,
get a
Wilton
couple-
Manors, Tiny Tim.
get me a ukulele tech.
Hey, speaking of ukuleles,
Charge $5,200.
we raffled off a ukulele at the
catering for $3.
the Big Blues Blast. Denny, I mean, so this is something that we talk a lot about this
Yeah.
with a lot of the guests that come on, exactly this topic about where does it start and stop. You know, you're paying me X number of dollars for a
Right.
service.
Right.
So why should I do this? And, maybe certain venues, like you said, can't afford. They still want live music. So during COVID, solo acts became, or when we came out of COVID, solo duo acts where usually was a full band happened because businesses couldn't afford a full band as it used to. And I've seen, kind of like from the other side of the podcasting stuff that I would do was talk to the liquor brands. And, again, it's all a very symbiotic thing. I'm trying to sell booze. The venue's trying to, make money, and then the bands are trying to, it's all kind of connected in a certain aspect.
But once again, I said this earlier because remember, I'm an entrepreneur, right? I'm always looking for trends. You mentioned COVID. Interesting. Okay. When COVID happened, the world shut down, right? When COVID happened, I had a record year in my financial business. You know what I did? I started producing videos and sending them out to people. And I started doing Zoom meetings, Teams meetings. While other advisors were dying, I said, what a great opportunity to reach out to people differently. Okay? So bands have to be ahead of the curve that way. Because remember, if you have something that's different, you might be able to ask for more money. But here's the reality. There's only like 30 gigs and there's 200 bands. So what do you think's going to happen? Now, people can complain, we need more money. Okay, so stay at home and make no money or work for less money and try and work something out. There's a couple of clubs that I play that I have a deal with them. Hey, this is the minimum I want, but I'm getting part of your register ring. And if I get more of that, you're going to pony it back. So that's less risk. But that's what my cover band, my Santana tribute band.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a regular band. So people have to always think outside of the curve because the reality is if there's only 30 slots and 200 bands, they're all going to be fighting for the same space, aren't they? It's not like they hate each other. They need to put food on the table. So unless they can figure out how to bring more people or do something different that the band or the bar can charge more money, they're just going to be competing for less.
I also think, on top of that, you people can complain about people's tastes, but at the end of the day, you can only be mad at the consumer so much.
Exactly,
For
Devin,
where they
that's
put their money.
exactly right. That's right.
People
So
like what they like.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have something different, right, which you're going to have to think outside of the box, right? You're going to have to be different than the 50 other bands that do this. What's so funny is a lot of the bands play the same songs, don't they?
Yeah.
So what's the difference? Well, certain bands play the songs differently. I always say, look, guys, we ain't trying to play this song just like the record because guess what? They don't even play the songs just like the record when you go see them.
Yeah.
So people want to to go for a feel. They're not looking for you to play just like the record. That's crazy. So that's one way you can be different. This is just my opinion, because when I was doing music full time, I played as much as I wanted, and I was probably making, this is before I got into my business full time, I was probably making $1,000 a week cash or more. And I would strategically place it and be different. Because remember, I literally could go from Sinatra to Led Zeppelin. So how many people can really do that, right?
Yeah, not too many.
Right. And then I sneak in the different things. That's why there are some track artists that are phenomenal, and they do something very similar. And they're getting $500 when a band could get $500. Now, why is that? Because it's like what Devin said, the consumer. They're like, you know what? I like him better because bands are too friggin' loud. The drummer's bashing, the sound. This guy, it's, I can still talk to my lady. He sings all the songs. The consumer is dictating.
Right.
Hey, why'd you leave my bar? Because the friggin' band's too loud and they're drunk and wasted. I want you to get somebody who can sing my songs the way I like it, and it's a controlled atmosphere. You want to deny that that's not what's happening? Of course it is. I always crack up when I'm in a band situation and we're playing, and before we even set up, they're like, hey, we just bring in don't be too loud. We haven't even played anything. And I go, well, gee, dude, if
I've literally had people, including my own drummer, ask me to turn it down before he even plugged it in.
Because you brought your amp, right?
Yeah.
So then I say to the club, I go, because I've actually helped clubs too. I was booking this one club for no money. I said, you know what? I'll help musicians and I'll help you. Don't pay me. I'm a business guy. So there were a couple of clubs that I would book, artists and get nothing out of it. But what happens is they're all competing. Some of them are loud. And I would always crack up that some of these places should have only a single with an acoustic guitar, because the patrons, like Devin's saying, they don't want loud shit. They want to have a nice, comfortable meal with their lady or their guy, and they don't want to hear Led Zeppelin bashing in the background. So to me, a lot of club owners need to understand that shit and not have a damn band. Because what's going to happen is people will leave. Man, unless you're deaf, who the hell wants to be in a loud environment when you're trying to have a nice dinner with your lady?
Exactly.
So that's why places like Jazz Is, when we were there, was different. People could have a dinner and they could hear the music. And it's not, I'm a musician, but I don't like shit that's too loud. It hurts. I'm not deaf. I should be, but I'm not. So that's the other dynamic, that if you look at this whole music thing as a business, if I did music, remember, if I was out of my mind and I did music full time, I would do a combination of track shows, tributes, maybe some duos, definitely some private parties, okay? Definitely some national things where, you have a certain act that is not common, and you go out there and you name your price, and you go after the places that will pay you your price.
So, Denny, it's kind of interesting, with your experience.
Yes.
You definitely can walk the talk, right? Okay. And then with your entrepreneurial background, on these things in your business sense, I feel like, there's an opportunity, like you said, any opportunity you get to learn more.
Every day I learn.
And you teach and you speak. And I feel like, and again, I'm not offering.
That's the next book. Musicians, why your bank account sucks as much as you do.
Well, this is where I'm going.
I do. It's funny you say that, because I'm currently teaching and coaching advisors around the country. I love to teach. I do. I love to speak, but I also love to learn. I ask just as many questions as I do answer questions.
Yeah, I've taught a lot, and you never learn more than when you're teaching.
That's a true statement. That's exactly right. Because as you're teaching, you're learning yourself. But I think what works for me is I have the experience. I'm actually, like you say, I'm walking the walk. I've been that guy. I've
Right.
been that drunken, out of control musician. I've been the successful musician. I've been the business owner. Man, I remember several times in my life when I had $50 to my name, okay? Nothing else except a few guitars. I know what that's like. And I think that's what's helped me be successful, because life is not easy, man. It's about getting up when you get knocked down. It's about finding a way. But my new teachings are do it from a calm, methodical, aligned way. You can't really force anything in life. You have to go about it methodically
Flow.
and intentionally. Yes, exactly.
Must flow.
And most people that are successful are willing to share what they did. It's only disturbed people that go, I'm not going to help you because nobody helped me.
Oh, it's easy to it's a difference between an attitude of abundance and an attitude of scarcity.
Correct.
You can teach someone how to be successful step 1, 2, 3, and they're never going to get past step 1 anyway. So they're not going to be your competition.
And here's the other thing. I just had a discussion today with this IMO. They're wholesalers, and I'm going to teach advisors around the country. And he said, "Hey, man, why do you share your secrets?" And I go, "Well, because first of all, people won't believe me, and number two, here's the most important part: they're not going to do what I'm telling them. They're lazy. They want a shortcut. They think flip a switch, or everyone makes a living on selling shortcuts, right? Hey, if you give me $50 for this book, I'll show you how to get other people to give you $50 for this book.
Learn how to make money on the internet.
Right. And that's just not how life is. Life is not easy, right? Mm-hmm. But it is fair if you live it intentionally and you keep your eyes open and you ask and you model other people. I mean, my God, there's not one job that hasn't been mastered and done very well that people won't share with you, right? Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, for thousands of years it's been
You
that
can
way.
even just look up on the internet and there's so much information. So what's the difference? The difference is most people quit when the going gets tough. They're real close to hitting that pay dirt and then they quit.
Yeah, have you read that book, Acres of Diamonds?
Yes, Earl Nightingale.
That's it. Right there.
Absolutely. Believe me, many of my thoughts I didn't come up with, but I have different examples of it. I'm a big fan of Marcus Aurelius, a lot of Stoic philosophies. And, mankind hasn't changed in thousands of years. Technology may have changed, but our emotions and how we think, that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Okay? So now, if you know that, what has to change? The way we think, the habits we form, and how we follow through on things. That's it. Most people that are successful, very, very few had it easy. I can't think of one person personally that I've spoken to that had it easy. They embraced the grind. There's a great book called The Uncommon Denominator, and in this, the author says what separates successful people from unsuccessful people is successful people are willing to do what so many unsuccessful people are not willing to do.
Yeah.
They get into a comfort zone, and that's all they're happy with. And that's okay if you're happy. Here's the thing. Life isn't about getting more, and all that stuff. If you're happy with where you are, that's great. But a lot of people are not happy, but they're not willing to do something about it.
And those people need to understand the point you're getting at, which is everything that you want is just on the other side of your comfort zone.
Pretty much. That's exactly right. But unless you do it, I mean, dude, I have failed more times than more people that I personally know. I'm not kidding. I really have. I have failed more times, and I'm going to fail more. But when I do, I'm going to learn, adapt, change something, and keep going forward.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the part of the equation that most people pretend doesn't exist. But if you talk to any successful person, you'll hear stories of how I failed and 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 I failed. And all success is succeeding one more time than you failed.
A lot of times. And then success has many, many definitions too. I know plenty of musicians that they don't make a lot of money and they love life, man. All they want to do is play in clubs and do nothing else. And man, you can't tell them they're not living the best life. I've met janitors that make $30,000 a year. You can't tell them they don't have the best life in the world. They have a family. They love what they do. They love people. But I know millionaires that they might as well, put a bullet in their head because they hate life and everybody in the path. Now, how does that happen? Because their level of success is a lot different, or the definition, than the janitor or the musician. There are plenty of successful musicians that they don't give a shit about being famous or rich.
So there's a cool story, and it's counterintuitive to striving towards success, but it fits in the paragraph we're in.
Yeah.
And the story, and I'll probably totally mess it up, but basically there's a bunch of guys, fishermen, laying around on the dock, kids playing, wife sitting next to them, they got their feet up. It's like 3:00 in the afternoon. Everybody's having a good time. And this entrepreneur walks by. And he goes, what are you guys doing with your life? Like, you got these great boats. You're sitting around doing nothing. You're not making any money. And they're like, but we're living our best life. Why do we need to? Oh, what you want to do is you want to stay on your boat, long time, fish, buy more boats. Like, well, what do we want more boats for?
Exactly right.
So you can make more money and you work harder and you make more money and then eventually get to work less. And then, well, why do we want to do that? And he goes, well, so you can sit at home with your family and enjoy life. And they're like, we're already
doing
here.
that.
Exactly.
I think also that's important, like, for people, step one before trying to, go on this whole figuring out how to succeed path people need to do is establishing what is your measurement of success in the first place. Because I think a lot of people go aimlessly not even knowing what success looks like to them.
That's a good point.
Because here's why that happens, Devin, okay? Our brain just floats and has so many ideas. The problem people have is they never write things down. They never get structured. They think about what they want, but they never put a plan together. They never read it every day. I'm very organized, and I write so much stuff down, and I plan for it. That's the only way it happens. It doesn't happen from a pipe dream. I think, therefore it happens. No, that may happen in the movies.
Denny, have you always been like that? Or does that something there was a turn?
Well, I've always been driven and a lot of goal. I mean, look, when I was in the military, I was a decorated soldier. I was a sergeant in boot camp. I won Soldier of the Year when I was there. I played with these bands. I mean, come on. I didn't play there because I was good looking. I actually played well, right? And there's a lot of things. When I was in sales organizations, I was typically the top salesman. Now, he mentioned something that's very profound that I want to touch on, levels of success, because money isn't what drives me. I make good money. I don't want to say on the air because it's irrelevant to our conversation, because I am a pauper compared to partners that I have. They make a lot more money than I do, but guess who they talk to for advice? This year, I'm doing major moves, and I've already decided that I'm okay if I make half the money that I made last year, because now I'm building some different things, and that's making me happy. Not I need to make more money. I'm building something, and when it takes off, the money will come. Because remember, life ain't just about the money. Are you doing what your calling is, what you want to do?
Yep.
When you wake up, do you have a purpose in the day? Or are you miserable because you're in the same grind? I don't know about you, but if you're making a ton of money, but you hate life, what the hell's the point? Like, what are you doing? And I think that only happens because you're looking for external happiness. You're not taking care of the inside. Hey, I'm doing what I want to do because I want to do it.
Right.
It makes me feel good. I feel a purpose, a need. I'm helping others. So there's plenty of levels of success. And I think that's really important. But I have to say it again. People need to write this stuff down and get organized. You can't just think about something happening. You have to put it down on paper, commit to it. And I hate regular ringtones, so I like Mr. Magic. And the problem is this is no longer taught in school. That critical thinking is not taught. Debating is not taught. That's why I really don't care if someone's different than I am. They have different views. I will open that debate any day of the week, as long as it's a respectful conversation where I could learn something. Because, hey, you ever go through something and you go, wow, I was totally wrong about that? How did you feel when that realization came up?
No,
right?
there was
Only a
profound,
disturbed egomaniac would never have that feeling, right? So when someone's different and they're talking to me and I'm learning something, man, I just made my life better, didn't I?
Yeah. So, so Denny, what do you think of musicians who are Florida based and, where we want to go through, we got a segment here and
cool. We'll listen to some songs?
our review segment here. So you talked about a lot of great music in Florida.
Yes.
Yeah. So we do have a Florida based band, and Kevin, a
they're
little bit
based out of
more.
Jacksonville. I met these guys.
What is the name? Vermilion?
Vermilion.
Okay.
And these songs just came out within the last couple months.
All right, let's check it out,
so,
man.
So a little preface, or you just want to jump right into it?
Well, Vermilion is a band out of Jacksonville. Ran into them for the second time.
Now, based on that picture, they're a country western band, right?
Exactly.
I can see immediately.
Country and western.
And western.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, they're a bunch of young guys. Great band.
Cool.
Had a good time watching them. They've got a great stage setup. And this year, this is the second year we saw them. We walked in, and they're playing YYZ by Rush.
Oh, no
and it's
way.
3 guys.
Really?
And they went through, and they did 3 songs. They did like
that's so
Limelight,
good.
YYZ, and so.
Really, dude? That is so...
And they totally nailed it.
Oh, man.
He sent me
a
the picture of the drums. I was like, holy cow. It was like, how long did it take them to set that thing up?
Dude, the drummer was like doing all the perch stuff.
hitting it
and
off.
Oh, wow. That's,
right.
that's,
I only wish there was a video with this song so we could see some of that.
Can you believe there's some musicians that they don't get Rush? They're like, yeah, nothing special. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Hello.
So,
I'm so excited Rush is back playing.
yeah, you got a show
I know,
to go
with
see,
a
right?
female drummer.
We're going to see them at Madison Square Garden in August.
Oh, my God. That's so
Back
awesome.
when we thought there was only going to be 7 shows.
Yeah, then
Now it's 7 years of touring.
then you could have went to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, but he's at Madison Square Garden. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's true.
Pizza's way better
yeah.
in Manhattan.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well,
I'm going to break my streak
All
and
right,
eat some pizza.
let's
in New
hear
York.
this country western band. I can't wait.
Let's hear it, Devin.
Tom Sawyer?
Good drum sound.
Run away from yourself, away from your hell, world filled with shameful cowardice. Go die on that hill, and yet still you live by selfless arrogance.
Did I just hear double kicking?
Yeah. And time signature changes, too. Fairly sophisticated music.
Stuck in my head again. I'm reliving the pain, breaking down these thoughts again. I'm going insane. Reflect on a promise made, but then should I take the blame? Get under my own skin. Words of anger said in vain.
Whoa, that was a
Abrupt.
whoa.
Okay, so that was really good.
What the hell kind of country music was that shit, man?
That was
So these guys, so
Your
what we're
Hank Hill
doing,
impression.
we forgot to give Danny the
Exactly.
prep. We are,
Dude, that was outstanding.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, this is the kind of stuff I like to listen to when I go to the gym. Okay,
yeah, this is like early
I mean,
2000s.
it's just really well done, man. It's like this is a classic example. Like these guys should be out there, right? I mean, the drummer, I love the mix of the vocals. I love when
All the sounds are great.
what is that, like that telephone effect, and then he goes back to screaming in the high pitch. Great, well done, definitely. A lot of energy.
so you were just about ready to say,
Yeah,
Kevin.
we didn't go through
Yeah.
the precursor pitch here,
Oh,
which is we're not judging this as if it's good or
Right.
bad. We're judging this as what is
Your takeaway.
what makes the song. Is it the riff or the rhythm?
God,
God,
both.
this is tough.
I think
this
it's
is
both because first of all, the drummer is just killing it, right? He's not taking a break the whole song.
Right.
And then they're layering the riffs on the guitar, which really color it well. And then on top of it, the vocalist, dude, he's coming in, hey, man, I'm right here. No, I'm gonna, and then he goes into that, and you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And then he brings it back down.
Yeah.
So I think it's both. I like the rhythmic coloring that they do, but dude, that drummer is just like,
It's right there.
exactly, yeah.
so you saw them perform. Who's the singer? Is the bass
The
player?
bass
or-
player is the singer.
Okay. That's.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
That's
consider-
That's
like
the
that's
bass player.
crazy,
Yeah.
man. It's
These
hard to
guys are in
play.
their 20s.
Yeah, see, they should be like selling out arenas. That I think there's so much music that I've heard that isn't even as good as what we just heard, and it's being played on the radio, and they're selling out shows. So I hope I'll have to. Is there CD for sale, or we can
They're
download
pretty
it?
new. They don't have much on YouTube. But
Their topic page on YouTube only has 11 subscribers, so
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
We
click
should
subscribe.
give 'em
Yeah,
some
show 'em
love.
love. So
Definitely give 'em some love. Vermilion topic.
Denny is now. We do have what you just said was you're in the middle of both. It was a rhythm and riff somewhere what
Like,
you're
we
saying.
need to decide what was more dominant.
Well, if you feel
Well, I have before you go there.
Go ahead.
I want to go ahead and put my 2 cents in.
Go ahead.
Because at the beginning, it was definitely the rhythm, and clearly throughout the whole recording, the drums have the most space in a mix that dense. It's crazy they've got so much space for the drums. But at the beginning, it was the drum. It was like the boom, boom, pap, and the halftime triplet thing going on, and the guitar was crunching away. But then at the end, it went the other way around. The bass was going, and the
Right,
guitar
the
was
riffs,
going dun,
exactly.
dun, 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 dun. So it switched. It became like probably in the middle of the song when the mood changed. It went more riffy.
When the vocals changed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then the guitar and the drums switched rhythmic roles at the end.
Right.
So I think at the beginning it was the rhythm, and at the end it was the riff.
So again, both. I mean, how do you separate it?
This was like you said, because there was time
Magic third option.
time
Is there a
signatures.
third option?
Yeah, we're gonna tell you
That's
the third
where he was
option
trying
in a
to go,
second.
but I wanted to go with
we won't. Yeah,
discussions
we
first.
won't say it. All right. So Kevin, you had said that you seen them perform and they did some Rush. They're a 3-piece.
Mm-hmm.
Very much can tell, very Tool influenced as well.
Right.
Mass. I mean,
Yeah.
you could probably tell, oh, here, listen to this new Tool song. People probably would believe they're listening to a Tool song. So, I mean, kudos to you guys. I was listening to it and was totally into it. All that changes. Love the double kicking towards
and
the
so
end.
this bass player is singing like that, playing bass,
Crazy, man.
punching keyboard.
Crazy.
and
That's
hitting,
crazy.
Wait,
hitting
keyboards
Taurus
as well?
pedals, hitting Taurus pedals with his foot, playing keys, playing bass. The drummer is hitting triggers, and the guitar player is using his computer to trigger little sample patterns. Those guys had a fat giant
Dude,
sound.
it,
That would be my only complaint with them.
what's that?
They are so busy on stage. There's no show.
Technical.
Oh, I
very
see when you're
technical.
looking at them.
They are.
But when I hear them, I mean, they're layering in so many cool flavors, you're never bored.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
Every bit of that was straight up on stage live. Every bit of it was there.
Oh, that's how they are live.
That's exactly the way they sound live.
Wow, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Those guys are busy.
Yeah.
So I I felt a very rhythmic kind of flow in that was going. You talk about there were certain, but like we've talked before, sometimes those rhythmic seems a little bit more of the riff of the song. I'd also have to go with it. This is tough. It's both. And
That's what I said, yeah.
So Devin, what do you think here before we let Denny know the secret third option?
Yeah, I have to go with also both.
It's that bottle of rum, right?
Yeah.
That's the third option.
That's right.
But
I have to go with also both, and I won't spoil the terminology yet. But because listening throughout the whole thing, the word that kept coming to my mind was soundscape. Like whole just. I know we're not. The point of this is not to get into production and stuff, but the sound selection and the way everything came together was like the vibe of it is what stuck
so
with me more
insanely
than
well
either
mixed.
riff or rhythm. But ultimately, it's a combination. I had the same analysis you did, Kevin, of it starting out more rhythmic and then transitioning.
Yeah, that's
the other
why
way.
I'm not going with the third option, because it doesn't apply. It changes back and forth.
I think
It's
it
not
changes, but I think
together.
they're both equally there.
So what is the third option? Bourbon or rum?
So
Or cannabis?
about
Sativa
100
or
episodes ago, we had someone present
Hybrid.
the option of the riff.
God, wait. Is that
Of the
really?
what?
Was that really
Wait.
like 100 episodes ago? That's crazy.
All right, so
the riff them,
the riff them.
where they're so integral together that you can't pull them apart.
Well, then that's what I would have said if I would have known that, jerky boy. I got my tools. I'll bring them tomorrow, all right?
But we want to.
I'm going to riff them around your face. You got nobody like me. You understand? I start tomorrow.
Forget about it.
Yeah. No, but it's to hear your expertise in analysis of that.
Hey, don't
is good
accuse
to
me
know.
of anything, okay? This is a podcast.
This may or may be used against you in a court of law.
Exactly, right.
You know what? Okay, this might sound like a janky comparison, but because this is not the same type of song, but it kept going back to what I was talking about, soundscape and vibe, it kept making me think of Black Hole Sun. Like just in the tone, like the fact that it
Yeah, they got
sets a
that
very
phone effect
particular
on
tone.
that song too. Yeah.
I don't know how to
It,
describe
dude,
it.
it,
feels-
it definitely fits into that genre of music. That's why I said, shit, they should be on the radio because they would complement
Exactly.
those other acts.
I could definitely see this is on the playlist of the hot boxing at the Ghost in the Aux studio.
Wait, what? Hot box? What?
Oh, we'll talk about it off the air about Devin's show.
There are no chickens and animals involved in this, are there? Or
No.
We don't know. We haven't been there for that.
We've never
Somebody
been
brings-
we've never been invited to the Ghost in the Aux podcast
If
yet.
somebody brings Publix fried chicken, there's chicken involved.
Yeah.
There's okay, all right. Well, now we know what
Yeah.
it takes, dude.
Yeah. All right. So Kevin, you're not ready to commit to the third option. You're seeing it equally as
I'm
himself.
saying not riff them.
Got
I'm
it.
saying it's rhythm at first, and then it's reverses to the riff.
Yeah, because it's a very complex song. You know,
In my
that's-
opinion, the riff them.
Wow, he said it like he's from South Beach. Did you hear how he just said that?
What did I say?
It's a very complex song.
Wow. Typical, another guitar player give the drummers shit. I'm so glad to be. Welcome to the Riffs and Rhythms podcast, where the guitar players hate the drummers.
I love drummers,
Drummers
man.
are great.
Come
Every
on.
band should own one.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. So,
No, but what my personal permutation of the riff them is that they work together and they're inseparable for the feel. And I didn't feel that with this. I felt like the whole mix was centered around the drums, but then at the end, the drummer took on the rhythmic character of the. I mean, at the end, the guitarist took on the rhythmic character of the drums, and the drummer went all full double
go
bass.
crazy. Yeah. Definitely like that. So, yeah. So that's
Now you know the
That's-
rest of the story.
So that's how we review songs.
That is.
We don't get
Okay.
too much into it, and again, it's the whole debate of things, and that's about as much as controversial we'll get.
So is it the point like what you think was more dominant or what was better about it? You know, like, hey,
I like to say which stuck with you after you stopped listening to the song.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the most singable aspect of the song afterwards is not always the voice or the guitar. Sometimes it's the drums.
Well, since you put it that way, then rhythm, because it was a pulse that was going on through the whole song. Like, in other words, they never changed the time signature or stopped. It was a constant,
Driving.
yeah, which, again, this is the kind of stuff I work out with in the morning. I love it. It's very energetic.
Well, add Vermilion to your workout.
Yeah, that's right.
playlist.
So if you listen to the Riffs and Rhythms playlist on Spotify, we will be adding that.
Well, I'll
Yes,
just,
ma'am.
I mean, they have a YouTube. I'll just download it from a YouTube.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
yeah, they're probably on whatever.
Yeah,
streaming
no
service.
reason to follow our playlist or anything. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, you know, you had me at
Go
chicken,
straight to the source.
You had me at chickens and goats before you
He
started
was
recording.
actually disappointed the chickens were already cooked.
Sound like a Jamaican restaurant right now.
Pretty much. You got any curry?
All right. Well, then again, this is we were asked last song we reviewed with Johnny was about he thought it was always a 50-50 between the two of us, between riffs and or rhythms, and yeah, we say sometimes we agree 100% on one, and sometimes we split. So it's definitely
So what happens when you disagree?
We agree to disagree.
They go outside and fight.
It's all part
That's
of what
awesome.
Denny. It's all part of what we talked earlier. It's okay to have a conversation and a debate, right?
We can
That's it.
debate like adults. And
Wait a minute.
Give each other room for our own
Are you
opinions.
telling me that two Americans can disagree politely and kindly with each other?
No.
Not and get on the news at the same time.
How dare you suggest that?
Well, we are somewhat kindred spirits of being an Irishman and a Scot, so we have a little bit of things in common.
That explains the liquor. Yes, it does.
Yeah, one of the
Thank you for the stereotype, Denny.
not too many ethnic groups wear dresses to parties when you're a
That's
man.
right.
so-
That's right.
Listen, I don't mind you. The more you drink, the more interesting I get. That's all. So
you
keep
go.
drinking. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't mind the Irish. I just don't want to live next to them.
Wow.
Yeah, because we're loud.
Yeah. How you getting home tonight?
Yeah, remember, who's
Dude, do you
giving
live in
right
Fort Pierce too? No. Oh.
He lives in
I'm
Port
a
St.
stop
Lucie.
on the way.
Okay.
He's got
Most Irish people have cars.
Port St.
so-
Lucie. I know that metropolitan area. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I really do.
He's got to stop, drop, and roll out in the car. So, all right. So there we go. So Vermilion. All right. So we're gonna have to
Yeah,
definitely.
Vermilion, great kids,
Yep.
great band, and their live show is at that level sonically.
I'd love to see them make it. I mean, but what is making it anymore? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we talked about music. No one really sells music and makes a living that way. They're making it by performing.
Yeah.
And that goes back to our what is your metric of success?
Right.
Because,
Yeah.
you know, if we flash back to a guest we had a while back, Shane, you know, he doesn't really have like a huge following or anything like locally playing, but he has a huge online presence
Yeah.
that's very successful. And that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Whole different thing.
1.7 million TikTok followers or something. He does
That's
content.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's another local. He's here. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah,
all right.
you have to, in order to achieve success, you have to define what success means for you. And most people anymore wouldn't leave the house without putting their destination in on their phone, but yet they're willing to go through a whole life without a destination. You need to get that in perspective.
Amen, brother. You got to have purpose in life. Otherwise, you'll just drift, and anywhere will do.
Yep. So Denny, I can't believe how we've already flown by. We had a great time chatting with you. I definitely want to make
Is that what
sure
flew by?
is you dropped it a couple times here. You know, again, wanted to give an opportunity to, whatever you're going to plug, the shameless plugs, the books, obviously. But I also know I want to kind of tee you up here to plug this.
What's that?
You've mentioned this a couple times, Santana Band. Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Show coming up.
Yes, that'll be at Double Roads. We're actually going to be at Terra Firmata April 3rd.
Okay.
So April 3rd is Santana Project. Really a fun band. I got to tell you, the musicians are really something else. And like my timbale player has won 2 Grammys himself. He did the first Mark Anthony album. He reads and writes. I mean, all the players are just, we're very lucky to play together because I've always said I play as good as the people I'm on stage with. If I play with better musicians, that just brings my game up. And so it's a pleasure for me, And so April 3rd at Terra, Cinco de Mayo at Double Roads. Interestingly enough, May 1st, we're playing for the city of Port St. Lucie out, I think, in Traditions. Yeah, exactly. There you go, Devin.
You played the wrong sound effects. Should have been like
we're doing that show. But what I really would like to plug, of course, I have my financial business, and people like how different I am there. I was talking recently, and they go, "Hey, what do you think of the market?" I go, "Well, I don't make a living guessing the market. I make a living by governing behavior with my clients and explaining how shit works." But what I really am excited about is my speaking business, because I know in this chaotic world, being calm is the real superpower, and more people need to do that. They need to really tune out the negativity and work on themselves, because when they do, this other stupid shit, as I call it, really doesn't matter. So, if they can look me up, Denny Artache. I mean, I have an office in Jupiter. You have an organization that would like me to come in and speak. I'm really enjoying doing that. And they can buy the books, of course, because that's kind of like the new calling and path that I want to do more of. I still love my music, man. I still love my financial business. But, man, if I can help people tune out the noise, that's a gift from God. So that's my plug.
Right.
I don't see any shame in that plug.
No,
it's a great plug.
yeah, for sure. So, well, thanks, Denny.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. And you have to be a guest on my show.
All right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a fair trade.
I think that is a fair trade.
That's absolutely.
And you can bring your liquor with you, okay? Because I don't have any at the office.
No worries.
We'll come
Devin?
pre-liquored.
Dude, you're going to heaven. You know that, right? Because
Only
you're the
'cause it
producer
rhymes?
of this show.
Oh, thank you.
He wasn't sure. He was very unsure about that. So I'm glad to hear he's got validation.
I know. And Tracy, damn it, you talk too much, you know? You got to calm down over there, all right?
Always hogging the camera light.
I'm telling you,
camera
man.
frame
Look
and
at her.
everything.
Dude.
Tracy is the bomb and a half.
Good night, Mary Ellen. Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Tracy.
So, Mr. McLaughlin, we are at the end of this podcast.
Is that really?
Yes, it is. Do you have anything that you want to talk about in your shows?
Gone by so fast.
Or do I want to just click on here? Just click
What do
here.
I wanna do?
I'll
Yeah.
put all the show here in the screen, so he doesn't have to look it up. So
Well, April, May. I don't have much going on in April at all.
Okay, but the big May- May.
And I've never been happier to say that's a good thing. I've got other interests happening, and it's working out perfect.
good.
And then that gives me a chance to rest my voice up for the UK tour. Got 7 shows in the UK in May.
So you won't be able to make the Cinco de Mayo show.
I'll be here in Cinco de Mayo.
Okay, you'll be here. Okay, all right,
Yeah,
okay.
I think we leave. I
Yeah.
think my first show is on the 13th of May.
So are your band's going to go with you to
Now
the
it's
UK?
a solo pub tour,
Okay.
and I'm doing. Last time I was there, I made a friend at the Tunnels. If you ever go to Froome, you got to go to the Tunnels. Barry is the proprietor there. And it's a pretty cool story. We were just kind of hanging out in Froome. We had played the night before. We were walking around, see what's going on. And we walk into this bar and talking to the bartender, tell him what we're doing. He's like, really? You got songs on Spotify? And he hits his phone and it starts playing. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is not just a bartender. So we're talking and talking and talking. Turns out he owns the place. And he's like, well, how about we do a show? I'm like, I've got Thursday free. Like, why don't I play here? He's like, that would be great.
That's great, dude.
Yeah. And so I ended up playing at the Tunnels.
All right. So how much did he pay you?
And
in pound.
to be honest with you, I
Exactly.
don't know because it was pounds.
Yeah, how hard did he pound you?
I didn't want to say that, but thank you, sir, for the
that
clarification.
is
really here
that
for.
is clip
That's what I'm
worthy.
really-
Clip. I'm writing that down. That
I
timestamp.
will say this, and you can take this 2 ways. I got pounded pretty good at that show.
Yeah, Denny.
Not for
Denny.
what
He.
you think.
you
Denny.
can take
He
it 3
owed.
ways, actually.
Yeah. If you ever saw the Blues Brothers, that was it.
That was it. Exactly right.
So, yeah. So this year, my first show is going to be at the Tunnels solo, and my last show of the tour is going to be at the Tunnels trio.
Okay.
So I've got a band of
Local-
local guys. The guy who did sound for me there last year is going to play drums, and he just announced to me yesterday he finally found a bass player. So we're going to be playing songs off the album, and
Very cool.
super cool. Musicians,
So you got foreign musicians playing new music, or you're
just like last year. It was
That's very
cool,
cool.
last year, and they're like, "Well, what songs are we playing?" And I'm thinking, I'm like, "Well, we're pretty much just going to play my album." So I just sent him my Spotify link. I'm like, "Here's the set list. We're going to play these songs in this order," and it was a blast. The 2 guys that performed with me in London last year were absolute monsters. I totally lucked out. My manager hooked me up with them, and they were just absolute monsters. Unfortunately, I don't have them this time. But I've got some great musicians that are backing me up, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Dude, remember, they're not looking for perfection. They're looking for the feeling and the emotion. Just be yourself, dude. That's
Hey,
it.
if they were looking for perfection, then it'd be best if I didn't show, because there's none of that going to
Especially
be
because of
happening.
the way they were pounding you, right?
Right.
don't.
And I always slide perfection out of the way for the emotion, because it's
no doubt.
truly we touched upon it earlier. My whole goal is to emote effectively and get the audience to come with me on this emotional journey that I'm taking by singing this song. And I hit it for myself last week. We did Now I Know, and the depth of that song truly hit me. And it took me a minute.
I can't say that it hasn't hit me before.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So, yeah.
You were pounded too?
I'll tell you offline. Yeah. So
Yeah, Paul was pounded by a Kevin
Devin,
McLaughlin song.
he was speechless on that. Did you see that, dude? I struck a nerve right there.
No, I
Well, so the deal is with this song is this song that I wrote it for a friend's father-in-law, my friends George and Carol. I was in the middle of writing the song, and it makes sense. Every song I write, it comes from a very specific inspiration, and this one was just coming from nowhere. And in the middle of writing this song, I found out that Carol's father died.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm like, oh, that's what this is about. So the ether or whatever it is that we get our music from was hitting me, and luckily I was responding to it, and I didn't understand it, but I was putting it all down. And then that song is about those who go on before us and how they're not really gone. And I've gotten way more mileage out of that song than I've ever wanted. Paul lost his father last year, and I lost both of my parents in the last 2 years. So, and as you mentioned, we all have friends who have passed away from doing far less than
Right.
I do, as a matter of course. And I truly value every moment I have on this earth, and I really feel lucky to be alive. And all of that just came and slammed me in the head while I was singing the end of that song, and it took me a minute.
One of my originals is called Real True Love, and it's about making better choices in life, which includes a lot of things. What we eat, what we ingest, what we think. Because, life is a gift, man. I'm still amazed how so many don't realize that, man. Every day we get to wake up and have our health. I mean, you know how many people would trade for that?
Mm-hmm.
And it just blows my mind how people don't realize that until they lose it. Like you think you've got problems until your health changes. Now you know you really have problems.
Yeah, I just heard it recently. Like a lot of times in life, you have a lot of problems, but if you have a health problem, you only have one problem.
Exactly. And that's my whole point. That that's why I said earlier, I'm living like a cancer patient.
Yeah,
I love every day. I'm making it the best that I can because tomorrow's not promised for any of us. But you're going to do my podcast before you drop dead, okay? So let's just
right.
get that.
Well, we're all
we better hurry up
We're
then.
going to
Yeah.
live forever, so we've got some time.
All right, so thanks for listening and watching and all those things about the podcast here.
What can you do with us besides listen or watch? Is there some other dimension?
You can invite
of
us over to your
participation that I haven't been
invite us for your bar mitzvah,
informed
right?
of?
Yeah,
You can pound us.
yeah.
well, there you go. We'd like to be pounded.
Let's make sure we're putting all these sayings on T-shirts, Denny, from the podcast episode, and we're like putting the episode that it was set on. So
Oh, maybe
just one-
that could
just
be
one.
the T-shirt. I got pounded to
But
it.
yeah,
Just get a shirt that says, that boy ain't right.
Well, he's a drummer. How could he?
no,
This gives us an opportunity to lift other people's famous quotes too. As long as somebody said it on the podcast.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We're still in a shit ton of what Denny said tonight. What are you talking about?
John 3:16. No, riffs and rhythms.
Yeah, that's right.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, they say if you say it 3 times out loud, you can legitimately call it yourself.
Beetlejuice. All right.
I've heard famous speakers say that to me. So,
Well, thanks for tuning in to the Riffs and
Rhythms podcast. I'm Kevin McLaughlin.
I'm Paul Robertson. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Artache. Yes, great conversation.
And thank
Yes.
you, Devin from
Yes.
Ghost on the Ox.
Right.
It's good to have you back, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Haircut and all.
Open jam, Calvin Me Crazy, Thursday nights. Come play, please.
All right, there we
All
go.
right. Certainly going to do that.
All right, we here to wrap this up here.
Let's wrap
All
it up.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.